You were 20 years old. Ronald Reagan was president. The Cold War was reaching its peak. MTV was 3 years old and changing everything. And you? You were exactly the right age, at the right time, in the right place. 20 years old. Not a child, not quite an adult. Right in the middle. For the first time, you're paying rent. For the first time, you're working a real job. For the first time, you feel the weight of life on your shoulders. But at the same time, you have your Walkman. Your hair is big. There are shoulder pads. And that weekend party, still legendary. Being 20 years old. This is your story. The world in 1984. 1984. What was the world like? Ronald Reagan was president, about to win his second term. Morning in America commercial on every TV. America was optimistic, at least on the surface, but in the background, Cold War was ongoing. Fear of nuclear war was real. The Day After aired in 1983. 100 million Americans watched. Everyone was scared. You were 20 years old, and nuclear war could happen any moment. But you still went to the party, because what else could you do? Pop culture, 1984. What happened this year? Music, Michael Jackson, Thriller, still dominating. Released 1983, but throughout 1984. Prince, Purple Rain, released. Revolutionary. Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA, Madonna. Like a Virgin, Van Halen. Jump, Cyndi Lauper. Girls Just Want to Have Fun. MTV was only 3 years old, but had changed everything. You didn't just listen to music anymore, you watched it. Movies, 1984. Ghostbusters was everywhere that summer. Beverly Hills Cop, Eddie Murphy at his peak. The Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. Gremlins, you couldn't sleep after watching at night. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom Footloose, actually February 1984. Revenge of the Nerds. 16 Candles, John Hughes era was beginning. Movie ticket, $3 to $4. Popcorn, $1, total $5 to $6 for a perfect evening. News, 1984, Los Angeles Olympics, America's gold medal flood. Apple Macintosh introduced. January 1984. 1984, Super Bowl commercial, famine in Ethiopia. We Are the World was coming soon. Band-Aid, do they know it's Christmas? And did George Orwell's 1984 novel come true? Was the government watching everything? Not quite, not yet. But the book was popular on shelves again. Your 20-year-old life. Age 20. What did that mean? Maybe you were in college. Maybe you were working. Maybe both. But one thing was certain. For the first time, you were truly independent, or trying to be. Money. Minimum wage 1984. $3.35 per hour. Part-time job, 20 hours a week. $67 per month. $268. Rent, food, car, social life. How did you manage? Very good question. First apartment. Maybe for the first time you were in your own place, or sharing with friends, 2 to 3 people. Small apartment, cheap. Average rent 1984, $350 to $450 per month. Furniture from Goodwill. Old pieces taken from family. Pillows on the floor. Fridge usually empty. Ramen noodles, peanut butter, bread. But you were free. It was your place. And that freedom, priceless. Poster walls. Your apartment walls were covered in posters. Which ones? Michael Jackson, definitely. Farrah Fawcett, maybe still. Bruce Springsteen, Prince, Purple Rain, Scarface, Al Pacino. Released 1983, everywhere in 1984. Top Gun, coming in 1986, but F-14 posters for now. A sports team. And those walls, landlord hadn't given permission, but you put them up anyway, because it was your place. First job. At 20, you were maybe in your first real job. What kind of jobs? Restaurant, waitress/waiter, cook, retail, mall store, factory, manufacturing, office work, entry level, construction, care work, average starting salary, 1984, $12,000 to $15,000 per year. That sounds low, but back then, average house price, $80,000. Now, house $400,000 plus, salary only 4 to 5 times increase. Was it hard to find a job in 1984? Not really. Economy was recovering. Reagan economy was working, or seemed to be. Your style in 1984. You're 20 and you care about fashion. What was 1984 fashion like? Hair, girls' hair, big, very big. Farrah Fawcett waves, crimped, crimping iron. Aqua net hairspray, by the kilogram. Perms, permanent waves, swept to the sides. Guy's hair, mullet, short front, long back. Business in front, party in the back. Feathered and held with gel, new wave, flat and angular, heavy metal, long and free. Clothing, girls, shoulder pads, big shoulders, power dressing, acid wash jeans, washed denim, leg warmers, flash dance effect, off-shoulder tops, mini skirt, neon colors, pink, yellow, orange, lace, Madonna effect, jelly shoes, plastic shoes, high heels or flat ballet flats. Guys, members only jacket, status symbol, polo shirt, collar up, definitely. Acid wash jeans, parachute pants, pre-MC Hammer, high-top sneakers, Nike Air Force, Reebok, Izod/Lacoste, alligator logo. Accessories, jelly bracelets, Madonna-inspired, dozens on each wrist, scrunchies, colorful hair ties, friendship bracelets, handmade, charm bracelets, huge hoop earrings, fingerless gloves, Madonna effect, Ray-Ban, Wayfarer sunglasses, exploded after risky business, Swatch watches, colorful plastic watches, fanny pack, belt bag, practical and stylish. And of course, Walkman, Sony, Walkman, clipped to your belt, headphones on. Music was now portable. This was revolutionary. Your social life. What was social life like at 20? No phones, not cell phones. How did you make plans? You called on the house phone, or you just showed up. What are you doing tonight? I don't know. Should we meet at Tom's? Sure, 8 o'clock. That was it. Plan made. And if someone didn't show up, what could you do? You waited. Busy signal. You called again. Life was slower, but simpler. Nightlife, 1984. Bars and clubs, 21 age limit. But fake ID worked, or someone you knew got you in. And what did you listen to in the club? Duran Duran, The Police, Culture Club, Boy George, Aha, Eurythmics, Depeche Mode, New Order, Talking Heads, New Wave, Synth Pop, Post-Punk, Lights, Smoke Machine, everyone dancing. And those dance moves look very strange today. Back then, perfect. Video rental store. Friday night plan? You'd go to the video rental store, Blockbuster, or a local shop. Dozens of VHS tapes. What to watch? Everyone wants something different. Let's watch Ghostbusters. No, 16 Candles. Scarface was great. Finally, a decision. You'd go home. Stick the VHS in the machine. Be kind, rewind, sticker on it. First, you'd watch 10 to 15 minutes of previews. No fast forward. Technology existed, but nobody did it. Arcade. You're 20, but you still go to the arcade. Why? Because home games weren't that good yet. Atari 2600 existed, but the arcade version was so much better. Games, 1984. Pac-Man, still popular. Donkey Kong, Space Invaders, Centipede, Dragon's Lair, Karate Champ, new. 25 cents equals one game. $5 equals 20 games. You'd play for hours, and that high score, you'd enter your name. 3 letters, DAV. It'd stay there until someone came and beat it. That moment, you were immortal. Love and dating in 1984. What was love like at 20? No app, no Tinder, no swipe right. How did you meet people? At a party, in class, at work, through a friend, at a bar, at the beach face to face. Real life. Hi, I'm Dave. Do you come here often? Terrible opening line, but it was real, and it worked. The mixtape. You fell for someone. How did you show it? You made a mixtape. You'd collect your favorite songs, record them from the radio, or from LPS 90-minute cassette. Every song chosen, carefully, with meaning. Side A and Side B. You'd decorate the cassette, write the song list by hand, put it in a nice case. You gave it to them, and if they listened, every song was a message. You were telling them how you felt, not with words, with music. Being someone's mixtape was so much more meaningful than today's Spotify playlist. Long-distance relationship, 1984. If your partner was in another city, you wrote letters, weekly phone call, very expensive, long distance, and waiting. So much waiting. Letter would arrive in 3 to 5 days. Reply would go in 3 to 5 days. You'd wait 2 weeks to get news. Today, WhatsApp instantly. But those letters, every word was handwritten, thought through, felt. And when you opened it, you'd see their handwriting, smell their perfume. It was real. Technology in 1984. 1984. Where was technology? Apple Macintosh, introduced January 1984. Do you remember that historic Super Bowl commercial? On January 24th, Apple Computer will introduce Macintosh, and you'll see why 1984 won't be like 1984. Price, $2,495. In today's money, approximately $7,000. Most people didn't have one, but you knew it was coming. Change had begun. Cell phone, 1984. Motorola Dynatac 8000X. First commercial cell phone. Price, $3,995. In today's money, approximately $12,000. Weight, 790 grams. Like a brick. Battery life, 30 minutes of talk time. Who used it? Wall Street people like Gordon Gekko. You? Didn't have one. Couldn't even imagine it. But you saw the future. One day, everyone will have one. Don't be ridiculous. Why would everyone need a cell phone? That's where you were wrong. Video games. Atari 2600 was in the home. But in 1984, something new was coming. Nintendo Entertainment System, NES, released in Japan, coming to America in 1985. But word was spreading, and computer games, Commodore 64, Apple IIe, Oregon Trail, Zork, you'd play for hours. And those graphics? Today, you'd laugh. Back then, magical. Who you are today. In 1984, you were 20 years old. In 2025, how old are you? 61. Baby boomer. Last generation. What did you witness? Cold War ended. Berlin Wall fell. 1989, you were 25. AIDS crisis. Throughout 1980s, You lost someone, or almost did. 1987 stock market crash. You were 23. Gulf War. You were 27. Birth of the Internet. You were in your 30s. September 11th. You were 37. iPhone 2007. You were 43. Social media. You were in your 40s. COVID-19. You were 56. What you lived through. What you witnessed. From 1984 to 2025. Where is that Walkman now? Maybe thrown in the garage. Maybe still in a drawer somewhere. Where are those mixtapes? Maybe box after box. Can't play them because no cassette player anymore. Where are those posters? Long gone, but the memories? Still there. When you first heard Michael Jackson's Thriller, when you first watched Prince's Purple Rain, when you made that mixtape, on that first night in your first apartment, still there, indelible. 1984, age 20. Reagan was president. Cold War was ongoing. MTV was changing everything. Your hair was big. You had shoulder pads, Walkman on your belt, and the world was in front of you. You're 61 now. Could you go back to those years? Maybe. But you lived them fully, with all the details, and that experience, being 20 in 1984, brought you to who you are today. Every song, every poster, every party, every mixtape, all of it became you. This is your story, and it's not finished. At 61 in 2025, it's still being written.